justice. In 2004, the outbreak, war, and torture has forced the Banyamulenge innocent civilians to flee their hometown of Uvira, Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, to a neighboring Burundi refugee camp known as Gatumba. On August 13, 2004, 166 of these innocent Congolese Tutsi refugees were savagely slaughtered like evil beasts. Some were burned alive on gasoline, others were killed with machetes and gunfire. Others were wounded in grenades blasts that rippled through this residential refugee camp area. More than 116 refugees were gravely wounded, and some have become permanently disabled. These victims were slain while under the protection of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees in the Burundi refugee camp located in Burundi. As mentioned earlier, the overwhelming majority of these victims were women and children who belonged to the Congolese Banyamulenge Tutsi community. Agathon of the Hutu FL and the spokesman, Pastor Habimana, have both publicly acknowledged the responsibility of the massacre. Unfortunately, they are still free. Pastor Habimana have been rewarded a ranking official position in the current Burundi regime, and Agathon is freely campaigning for the office of presidency. The UN report on the 18th of October 2004 concluded that the attack was clearly and selectively directed against the Banyamulenge refugees. Various sources, including the above UN report, as well as a report of Human Rights Watch, compiled credible evidence, leaving little doubt over the responsibility of the massacre. The evidence clearly indicates that different forces, including the Burundi forces, National of Liberation of Agathon, the Force of Democratic Liberation of Rwanda, the Congolese Army, and the Mai military were directly involved in the Gatumba massacre. The Gatumba massacre showed the Banyamulenge community who lived in the Congo for more than 400 years have been oppressed beyond the measure. History bears witness. In 1994, innocent Banyamulenge families, children, mothers, parents, and pastors were savagely killed in Remba, Kirumba, Baraka, and Kabera villages. In 1998, thousands of these innocents were cruelly slaughtered by machetes, guns, gasoline, and other types of weaponry. Widows, orphans, and children were chained, tortured, and imprisoned. As a consequence, thousands of Banyamulenge were killed. Their homes, their churches, and belongings in different villages and cities were destroyed and burned. It has been 10 years since the Gatumba massacre occurred, and yet justice has not been done. When will justice be sought? Denial of the justice betrays the entire humanity and destroys human rights. Even up to date, the latest records indicate the escalation of criminals targeting innocents, mainly the Congolese Tutsi. Justice is yet to be sought. Why should the world be indifferent in the face of such cruelty? How much longer can we bear this lack of justice?